Okay, cool. So today my session's on software in education. Interesting title, I think. It's not working. Okay. My name's Naimish. I was a former assistant head teacher. I just quit my job last summer across a boys' school and a girls' school. I'm also a founder of Show My Homework. Some of you may have heard of it. I was really inspired to do this session from this guy here called Mark Anderson. Some of you may have heard of him. He's the founder of Netscape, and Mosaic, which were one of the first browsers to exist on the internet. This guy's like a big cheese in the software world. And he wrote an article on how software is changing industries across, not just in Silicon Valley, but in transport, retail, healthcare, you name it. Education is right on the cusp of how things are happening, and a lot of people are really excited about this. I absolutely agree. I think, there's so much disruption that's happening in education right now. And here's why. So back in the 90s, there was a huge tech boom. Lots and lots of venture capitalists put hundreds and hundreds of millions of pounds in technology, in startups, and a lot of people lost money in education. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite right back then. There was a lot of euphoria. But where things are really, really different, and we're actually going to see a meaningful difference, is because three drivers. One, we have high-speed networks, broadband, huge network effects that are really, really quickly. You can reach a vast numbers of people in a very quick manner. Two examples: Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, many more, and of course the mobile revolution, which is the iPhone. When that was released in June 2007, what Apple did, and it did really revolutionize that whole industry, is it made apps accessible to consumers. Before we had BlackBerry, which was shocking. Okay. This is a really quick chart just to show you, right? If anyone's in education right now, which you all are, and you have ideas, now is the time for education in terms of the internet. There are vast amounts of millions and millions of dollars being poured into education right now. That's an interesting chart over there, which just shows you that number is rising and rising at the moment. I'm super excited about what's happening over here in the UK because Mr. Gove is bluntly honest. Like it or lump it, there's certain things that he says are very real. The academies movement, for the first time in a long time, schools and academies are autonomous with their expenditure. Instead of having to rely on, local authorities or Serco or anyone else implementing software that's introduced and pushed onto teachers, teachers actually have the choice now of all this exposure. Everything that everyone's shown today is really, really amazing. You just don't see that from the bigger players. Of course, we have blended mobile learning. I won't go into that. The apps ecosystem. And again, I mentioned in my tweet earlier, but it's everyone in this room. When I go to staff training sessions, it is just dire. We don't have this element of freshness. And if we do, it happens in one classroom, and it's not cascaded across the school, which is a real shame. Examples of awesome software out there, whether it's low cost or free, innovative, and delivery. And when I mean delivery, I'm talking about people, all the things that we've seen here. You don't need a user manual. Everyone that demonstrates some software today, you don't need a user manual. You don't need to send your staff on a half-a-day training session that goes nowhere. And barriers that are preventing us from flourishing, and I've worked with about 10,000 teachers now across the UK. It's really depressing that we don't have more people that are embracing technology within education. None of you guys, you're all amazing. But I wish we could do something, instead of having 200 people, I wish we could have 2,000 people. Be amazing. And yeah, thank you. If you want to get in touch, I'm at Twitter.